Hey YouTube, what's happening? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Litecoin. Right now we're at $58.86. So we're cooling down a little bit here. We're down 2.37%. And what we're going to do today, we're going to look at some bearish things on the weekly, and we're going to look at some bullish things on the weekly. We're going to kind of come up with a plan of what could be happening for Litecoin right now. And stepping back on the weekly is a beautiful way to look at it because it's more long term. You're really getting to see these candles and how they're playing out for a whole weeks worth of price action, as opposed to just being in so tight where you're seeing a lot of that manipulation and wicks and all those things. So we're going to dig into that. If you guys could like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate each and every one of you. And guys, it's just important for us to step back and really take a look at what has happened, even over these last 13 or 14 months, whatever it's been, how we were just having these lower highs right along here and lower lows that were coming in, and now we're actually having that switch and that transition to where we've made it to that intermediate term bullish uptrend where we're having higher highs and higher lows like we were talking about. So that is something on the bullish note, that switch right there of supply and demand where you can see that. So that's bullish, and we're going to go with all the bullish points first that I'm seeing. So we're seeing that transition, which is nice, and we started that short-term uptrend, which moved into an intermediate-term uptrend, which is exactly what happened. Now we need to turn into that longer-term uptrend is what needs to go down. So that's a bullish thing. Number two, we had this bullish engulfing candle that was put in. We basically had this doji candle down here, and that was around $22. Then we had a huge bullish engulfing candle on good volume coming right there, and that was the shift of supply and demand right there. And then we started moving up and we formed that short-term uptrend. Now we're in that intermediate-term uptrend, and we have to continue up in that, and that's what we're looking at right now. So we're paying attention to those things. The next thing that I'm seeing that's bullish is the MACD, and if we go to that, what you'll see here is a nice cross, but we need continued momentum, if that makes sense. You see how we got that beautiful cross, and once we got that cross, that's when the price really started moving up, and now the histogram's been ticking up, but it's kind of leveling right now. So we're going to have to see if it continues to push farther or if it's going to start to drop down a little bit. But right now the MACD is bullish, so we have to put that in the bullish camp as well. So mark that down. And what I do, guys, I put these on a piece of paper, and then you can kind of determine, are we bullish, bearish, neutral, what's going on right now. So it's good to have all the points, and the other thing that I'm seeing for Litecoin that is bullish as well is this yellow trend line that we've had. And if you've seen a few of my past videos on the 1 day, you can really tell we've just kept it down there, and it's been obeying that for 3 months now. That's something we really need to see kept for the health of the upturn trend that Litecoin's been in. If we start losing that, then we're going to have to hope for that double bottom, that we come down here and hit a double bottom and then continue to move on from there. But we want to keep this trend moving, if that makes sense, because think of it like a river. It just keeps moving, just like this, guys. Look at this powerful river. I mean, and now what we're trying to do after this powerful river, it's like turning the Titanic around, or a boat that size. It takes time to turn that around. It can't happen in 1 day, and that's what you're seeing here, just that turnaround and that change and this rounded out bottom. So those are some bullish things that you can put in your pocket. Now for the bearish things that I'm seeing, and we have to keep these in mind as well, guys. You can't just think one way. You have to look at both sides of the market. Now my bearish things are in this overall macro from our $424, our high there, all the way to our low around $22. We have not yet got back up above this 0.236 Fibonacci level around $117.45. That's going to be important that we get up above that and start closing up above that. That's very hard to get back over top of in the macro trend. If you read about it, that's a tough one. Okay, so that's something right there. That's bearish, number one. Number two, what I was looking at in the bearish camp is we're still below the 50 moving average and the 100 moving average on the weekly. So right now they're overhead, and that's something, they're tough to get over, guys. You really have to look at those as strong resistance, and that's what we're running into right now with this candle. But that's strong overhead resistance, the 50s in blue there, guys, and then this goldish color there, that's the 100. And we also had this death cross of this 50 over top of that 100 coming down right on top of that. It crossed basically right over top of it. So we really have to keep those in mind for bearish things as well that could maybe push the price down. The next thing is the volume. Our volume, we're making this move, but where's the volume at for real, we should have had, for this type of move, we should have had volume that was looking more like this. Do you see how it's increasing and climbing? That's the type of volume you'd be looking for. You wouldn't want this, for the most part, almost decreasing volume. So I'm keeping my eye on that for further retracement in Litecoin in the future. And then take a look at the RSI as well here, guys. And I want you all to leave me down low what you think. Do you think we're going to continue this uptrend? Obviously have pullbacks, that type of stuff. But do you think we're finally out of that bear market to where we're in that accumulation and we're moving forward in this short to intermediate term trend? Please leave that down low, because I love each and every one of your opinion. You know, I like what you guys bring, because it makes me look at things a little differently as well. And your opinion is very valued. So right now, guys, the RSI is at 55, which is good. That's a strong neutral RSI. We are moving up, higher highs, higher lows. Now we're starting to get this little bend here, so we're going to have to keep our eye on that. I'd say RSI is more neutral in that type of way. But you know, for the bearish things, guys, the Fibonacci, we're still under that 0.236. We're below the 50 moving average and the 100 moving average, and we're having a death cross of those. The RSI is neutral, and the volume, I would say, is bearish. And bullish, we have that bullish engulfing candle. We're up above the trend line, the main trend line. Our MACD is bullish, and our lower lows went to higher lows, which is something that is special. That's nice. I love to see this transition. But everyone who thinks, excuse me guys, I gotta grab some water here. Allergies and the weather change been terrible here. So, you know, just seeing this transition, guys, is something that's it's special to see, because, you know, it could mean that this bear market is starting to come to an end. And you have to have accumulation times. You have to have bear markets. You have to have bull markets. That's how it goes. And bull markets last longer than bear markets. But bear markets are so harsh and they're aggressive. They're shorter, but you're going to have these just plunges where the bears jump out the window. Look right here. Jumped out the window, guys. I mean, even in one day, Litecoin was at $383 and it went down to $147. That's insane. I mean, that's just complete, absolute manipulation. There's nothing else to say about it. Litecoin, really, this was just a massive blow off top, and there was nothing to it. It was just all built on stilts. Litecoin really never probably should have got much of up above $150 for real in a real market. You would have had this run up to here, then you would have had a nice pullback again, then you would have kept moving. You wouldn't have just had this in 1 week price go from $150 up to $420. That's just madness. But now that we've learned how to trade, we would know how to take advantage of that. And if we were sitting in those hodling positions and you see something like that happen, take your profits, my friends. I promise you'll be happy, because you're going to have that big fall afterwards, and you're going to have that retracement of at least 50% for sure. I mean, let's even take a look here. I'll play around on the charts with you guys for a little bit, some of the stuff that I look at. So we'll go from this low right here, and of this overall move, we'll see how much we retraced. So we came all the way down through, and we actually tweezer bottomed through the 0.786. That's how much we lost. And then we moved forward. We had that doji candle right here. We got pushed to the upside, hit another doji there. Then we had bearish continuation go down. And then we had an inverted hammer candle that pushed us up into a bearish engulfing candle, which pushed us down into that doji. And that's how it is, guys. As you start to learn how to read these candlesticks, and you see these big tweezers up there, take your profits. All these smart traders are taking their profits up there, and we know this stuff now. And that's what's so exciting for this next market cycle when it takes place. It's going to be something special if we know how to trade and we know how to take advantage of these things. And that's to the upside or the downside, guys. You know, that's what's great. If you learn how to trade both sides of the market, you really can. It doesn't matter. Say you're out doing something and there's a huge spike come in, you can hit it on the back side with a nice short, scalp short, take your profits, and you didn't miss anything. You know, typically when you see big spikes like this, even on the 1 hour, you're going to get close to 50% retracement a lot of the times, or even deeper in cryptocurrency. So don't be afraid to take your profits, guys. That's something that's important. And, you know, in a bear market, cash is the most important thing. If you have that and you can pick and choose, you know, man, we're getting close to the bottom. Here's a project I like. I'm going to take, you know, $100, $200 and just throw it over here, that type of stuff, and delegate your money out into projects that you like slowly. And just slowly dollar cost average yourself in while we're near the bottom. You know, could we come back down again? Absolutely. But, you know, for the most part, guys, look, we've been through this harsh. Now it's that change where we just move sideways for a while and then continue that climb up. And that's how it works, these market cycles. It's crazy. Really study about market cycles. But this is what I'm seeing on Litecoin right now. We're at 58.88. We're down 2.34%. And then tomorrow we'll get into the day chart. But I really want to show this to you on the weekly chart. And you guys tell me, are you more bearish, more bullish? Obviously, long-term fundamentally, we're bullish, guys. I know you guys are as well. But in terms of the chart, are you short-term, intermediate-term bullish, long-term bullish? Please let me know. Put it down low. God bless each and every one of you.